Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO44 coming at you with another video. All right, so now we're talking about the Bucks and the Celtics game 5. The series is headed back to Milwaukee. And what we just witnessed from game 4 was essentially what we will all refer to as the Al Horford game. Simple as that. Al Horford did game 4. Now, game 5 is going to be a situation where you're looking at the Milwaukee Bucks and saying, okay, you can't survive 5 for 22 from Drew Holiday. He's not going to play that bad again. You need him to bounce back quickly. You're looking at Budenholzer, you're saying, aha, I see what you did there. What I've been telling you guys about Budenholzer is he always throws a monkey wrench in a situation to throw you off. What did he do in game 4? Played Bobby Portis 15 whole minutes. That's it. What does that mean? That means you don't know what he's going to do in the next one. That's what it means. That means he could play Bobby Portis 40 minutes. He could do that again. You just don't know. And that is the type of setup thing that I've been telling people Budenholzer's capable of. He showed me that last year. I was looking at him thinking it was bad coaching. It wasn't bad coaching. It was misdirection. It was putting something out there for you to take as bait and hoping that you bite. And if you do, he catches you in the next game with his plan against the plan he had before. And that's what I like about Budenholzer, man. That's why he's become one of my favorite coaches, because I realize he's a strategist. I could argue he punted that last game so he could set him up for the next two. I kid you not. So this is a situation where the Boston Celtics need to be absolutely on guard. They need to be very careful about how they strategize tonight, because they are in Budenholzer's web. Okay, he's got them in a space where he is doing that unpredictable thing where you don't really know what he's going to do next. You feel good because you just beat him. You had a victory. Giannis has been inefficient. You got all this stuff going on that you think is working against you. Their defense has kind of faded away after the first two games where they were locking you up. It looks like the Bucks have fallen off. But then I look at them 15 minutes that he gave Bobby Portis and I say, does Bobby have any type of injury that I'm not aware of? I don't think so. Was Bobby playing particularly poorly in that game? No. Did they need Bobby out there? Of course. Why didn't he play? This is Budenholzer, and he's setting you up. That's why. So understand that that is a real thing. It's a very real thing. So, all right, now we move forward. Grant Williams was the only starter for the Boston Celtics that didn't play absolutely out of his mind. So that'll let you know what it took for the Boston Celtics to actually get this victory. And, you know, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, they've been inconsistent. Headed back to Milwaukee, I don't know what to expect from them. You know, to be completely honest with you, I don't know what to expect from Jason Tatum. Is he going to be good to go? It's not. In terms of efficiency and being able to select good shots, play team ball, you know, get the Derek Whites and the others involved instead of just looking for his shot and just jacking up poor shots. I don't know. Because when it really comes down to it, Jason Tatum has been wildly inconsistent in this series. Some of that has to do with the defense, I'm sure. But he's going to have to take it upon himself to just simply be better, particularly tonight, because this is a obviously very important game. So, obviously Middleton is still out. You look at Brook Lopez, he's had a really good series. You want him to continue to play well, he needs to continue to crash the boards. He's not the greatest rebounder in the world, but they have a lot of success when he crashes the glass and is getting those tip-ins and those rebounds on the offensive glass particularly. Giannis came off of an 18-rebound game as well. He's going to need more help on the boards from others. No one else on that team had above 7 rebounds. That needs to change. You're not going to beat the Boston Celtics, especially if Al Horford's going to play like this, if you don't crash the glass and take away them second chance points. Derek White, I've mentioned him already. He played better in the last game. I would imagine he's trending upwards in trajectory. If he could play a good game on the road tonight, he'd give his team a huge boost. His inconsistency has been a bit of a problem for the Celtics. Marcus Smart was super efficient in this last game after having some tough games where, you know, he's been battling injury the whole entire series. We know that. But he was 8 for, I believe, 12 or 8 for 13 that last game. Huge 18 points. Anytime he's efficient, the Boston Celtics are going to win because he's already going to provide so much defensively. But when he's scoring and he's not missing, you can't beat them. Like, that's how real it is. The thing is, you can't count on Marcus Smart to be efficient on most nights, so you're not really worried too much about that. But if he continues to play like this, they're going to end that series. So This is what it is. Um, Giannis. Giannis is continuing to dominate in the paint, regardless of what defense is thrown at him. But his inefficiency issues have been a thing, and they're doing a good job against him. Grant Williams has done a fantastic job on him. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, they're throwing everybody at him. Obviously, Al Horford for sure. They are doing a great job of just keeping him a bit off balance. He's still getting to his spots. He's still doing what he has to do, but he's not making his chippies as much. And I think that's because they are affecting him in a very real way. So that has to continue. Um, just little things like you look at the Boston bench and you say, okay, don't fall in love with the three. Peyton Pritchard is somebody who's been called upon to stretch the floor. He hasn't been hitting the shot. You kind of want to work him into the equation in different ways. There are other strengths he can provide from that bench. They just got to get him going. And it can't be a situation where he comes in, jacks up a few shots, and sits down, underutilizing him. What else? Robert Williams. I don't know what his status is tonight. I should have checked. Sorry, you guys. But Al Horford's coming off a high usage game, obviously, the game of his life. I do think he'll play well, but I also think that the Milwaukee defense is going to have something for him tonight. So chances of him having a repeat performance like that, slim to none. But I do think his performance is real. It's not like that's, oh my God, Al Horford play well. No, Al Horford can definitely play well. But I think he more so caught the defense off guard and just fueled himself to a special performance based on what Giannis did. Giannis dunked on him, screamed in his face, disrespected him. And he came back, dunked on Giannis, and popped him in the head on the way down. And then from there, went on to not miss pretty much anything. So, when a player steps into his best zone and you can't, could get him out of it, then he's just going to take over, and that's what happened. Al Horford's an underrated player in this league. He's always been capable of playing this well. He always finds himself in situations where he can contribute so long as the fit is good. And in Boston, the fit is excellent. So you remove Robert Williams, you put him out there for a playoff game, and then you fire him up midway through that game in a disrespectful way, yeah, you're asking for it. You're asking for it. So I just think Al Horford is continuing to build his legend, and who knows? Who knows what he'll do in these playoffs? Keep watching. So that's pretty much what it is, man. I'm looking at this and I'm saying, this game is in Milwaukee tonight. Budenholzer's up to his old tricks, and I have every reason to believe that Milwaukee's going to win this game. It's on their home court. Bobby Portis is very well rested, which means he's probably going to be relied upon very heavily tonight. So if the Boston Celtics are not prepared for Bobby Portis to be a focus, I think it's a mistake. Or the misdirection could be that very thing, and then they sit Bobby some more or what have you. You just don't know. And that is what Budenholzer does to the opposing coach. Milwaukee's going to win tonight if you ask me. Even though everything's pointing toward Boston continuing to play well, they are in the crosshairs of Bud. And I know what it looks like when I see it. Now, does that mean that the players are going to come out and execute Bud's plan very well, perfectly? Who knows? It's up to players to just ultimately play well. At the end of the day, you're looking at guys on the team like Pat Connaughton. They brought back George Hill. A lot of what they do is going to be predicated on how well they defend when those guys, particularly George Hill, is on the floor. Because he's a smaller guy, he makes them significantly different than what they've been throughout this series when they put him on the floor. So I think that adjustment, depending on how well George Hill is playing, could actually play into the Celtics' hands. So I think the Bucks need to be very careful about how they incorporate him into the situation. Because at the end of the day, Grayson Allen has a lot of confidence, but hasn't been playing as well in the series. They should be trying to get him going tonight, especially since it's a home game. I expect him to have over 10 points tonight. Pat Connaughton's been hitting the glass very hard. I think they're a much better team when they use him in their second unit. So, these are the type of things that I'm looking at in the Milwaukee Bucks situation. I say, okay, it's nice to know that you do have a little more depth, and that's going to be helpful. But they have to be incorporated in a very, very, very careful way, I think. And I think doing so, incorporating them into Game 4, him into Game 4, might have contributed to why they lost. I really do believe that. Even though he played pretty well. He did play well. So, just got to be careful about getting smaller on the basketball floor. So, that's what it is, man. That's what it is. I'm expecting Giannis to go crazy. Simple as that. Giannis is going to be Giannis tonight, as always. But even more, I expect more. It's a home game. He has a chance to take you out. He had a chance to live with getting dunked on and getting popped in the mouth by Al Horford. You think that was the last strike? Do you really think he doesn't have a response for Al? Stop playing with Giannis. He's going to come back with that same energy Al brought him, and I expect him to go off for about 40, 50 points tonight. I really do. And if it ain't 40, 50, it's high 30s with big assists, big rebounds, and some defensive stats. He's going to get his pound of flesh out of Al tonight. Believe that. In his home court, he's going to get out. Because at the end of the day, this is Giannis. And while he was humbled, and Al is a fantastic player, there ain't no question about who the better player is between the two of them. Never has been, never will be. So Giannis is going to respond tonight, and I expect him to get a win in response to it. Domination tonight. Shaq like Giannis is what I'm expecting. Lots of dunks, lots of ferocious energy, physical play. People going to try to push him around. He going to push back and push harder. So if Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum aren't sharp tonight, offensively, they're going to get beat because he's going to be more efficient, in my opinion, against their defense. He's going to force the issue and draw a lot of fouls if he can't be. So I expect a very angry and spirited performance from a Giannis Antetokounmpo who is not a punk. And he got punked. And that's a fact. So he better respond to it or you're going to hear from me. Anyway, that's pretty much it, man. That's what I got. Bucks going to win tonight if is my prediction. Celtics have been winning these last two games, but these playoffs, man, these role players going to be playing well on the road, man. I don't know if that's going to continue to be a thing, but I will be looking at the Boston Celtic others on that bench to see if they got it tonight, because after yesterday's set of games, you're just really disappointed in what you've seen from the road team. So that's pretty much what I got to say, man. I'm looking forward to a good one here. Game 5, like I said, this has been my favorite series. If you guys are following me, this is the one. And I think it's going to go the distance. Celtics should win this series if my prediction holds firm. But they ain't winning tonight. This is a game where I think they're going to deal with a lot. So that's what I got to say, man. Milwaukee will be jumping, and I will be ready. BDF 44. Thank y'all for watching. I'm out.